West Virginia has some monster recruits on campus, specifically 2 Big Ten commits that they're trying to flip here at the last minute.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. Welcome back into Locked On West Virginia. Thank you guys so much for joining in as we dive into the football side of things today. Going to be brought to you by our friends from GameTime. Right now, guys, download the GameTime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. And thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we talk about your team, the Mountaineers, every single day. All right, guys, so let's dive straight into the matter. Obviously, what we're going to be talking about is the game at the end. We're going to just give a couple thoughts before the game starts today. We got breakdowns upon breakdowns. We got 4 or 5 players that I know of, a couple that I've spoken to today that will be on campus, and a couple really, really big ones, a couple JUCO guys, but just speaking with Damon, I believe it's Damon Allen, 6'3", 200 out of Hutchinson. The kid can really go. We're going to talk about him. We're going to be talking about Amari Latimer, obviously, the huge committed Wisconsin recruit, the best running back I've evaluated this cycle, and it's not close, guys. We'll get into him for sure. If West Virginia lands that one, that puts this recruiting class over the top. Sir Paul Cheeks, name a running back. Jet Walker, name one. This guy absolutely puts him in it's not close. This is the best running back commit that I've evaluated in the 2026 cycle, and that includes the number 1 running back in the country. It's just my personal belief. You can believe it or not. We'll play the tape. We got a couple clips of him. Incredible player. If West Virginia gets that one, you need to be excited because he'll be a day 1 contributor. Okay, so obviously we're going to be talking about him. He is a Wisconsin commit, typical Wisconsin running back, as well as another 4-star in a Penn State commit, another one of the Penn State commits. Other people making runs at him. I think Virginia Tech's making a run at him as well. We're going to break him down and talk a little bit about his tape as well. Guys, a lot to get into. It's a jam-packed episode, obviously. Still have to talk about the game a little bit, so let's dive straight into this. And we're going to make the main thing right away. We're going to talk about Amari Latimer, the Wisconsin commit who is being recruited by everybody in the world. You name it, Miami, Tennessee, everybody. West Virginia's got a real shot here, I feel. He's the perfect running back for Richrod's system. He has exceptional power, exceptional balance. He breaks through multiple tackles on film and maintains momentum after contact. He's got elite explosive bursts through holes, a low center of gravity. He's 5'11", 230 pounds, and he runs like he's 5'9", 185 pounds. He is such an incredible athlete. I was watching some interviews of him, and he feels he's the best running back in the cycle. I don't disagree. There are guys that maybe have better moves, but as far as this guy has moves, don't get me wrong, but this is one of the most powerful backs I've seen on tape in years. And I'm not kidding. Whoever gets this guy, I'm going to be a fan of this guy no matter where he goes. He's really patient behind the line. He reads blocks really effectively before accelerating, and he's decisive once he does that. He's also a really good receiver with really soft hands. He's a reliable route runner, and he really has the ability to gain yards after contact on screen or swing or angle routes, whatever you want to do. And then he's great in pass pro. He's 230 pounds. He can actually use his strength and some of his heft for leverage, and he also has some technique there too. He neutralizes blitzers on tape over and over again. He's got a multi-sport background, guys. He's the MVP in state championships in track with an 11-second 100-meter dash, a 24-second 200-meter dash, which only enhances his agility, speed, and endurance. And he doesn't look like the kind of guy that would be that fast, but he is. He has a really high football IQ. If you listen to his coaches talk about it, they said he's had to adapt to various schemes since he's been there. I didn't turn my mic off, did I? And he's contributed in multiple backfield roles, including goal line or third down. He's literally the workhorse back you need. If you get this guy, some kids might transfer because maybe not as soon as he gets there, but eventually, because he's going to be one of those kind of players that you can play on first, second, and third down, and you don't have to take him off the field. That's how good he is. Not kidding. He's got consistent production across 4 high school seasons, and he has proven durability as a workhorse back. In 2025, he had almost 2,000 yards. He averaged almost 10 yards a carry, 35 touchdowns on the ground, just incredible production. And then 17 receptions, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air. He had a 212-yard, 2-touchdown game on 30 carries. He had 150 yards and 3 touchdowns on 6 carries in a game. He had a 75-yard touchdown run in the playoffs. This is one of those guys that when you consider everything, it's incredible. I got to be honest, it's just incredible overall. So he's, like we said, he visited Tennessee on November 1st. Miami, Ohio State visited on October 4th. He's got Auburn, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas, Michigan, South Carolina. So his brother plays for Wisconsin. Like, there's a ton of stuff here going on. West Virginia is going to have to get into a bidding war to flip him, guys. That's just the facts of the matter. Let's put the tape on so I can blow your mind with this kid. And I've only got a clip, but I'm going to show a couple runs early in his tape. I just didn't have time to pick the very best ones out, but these are really good. Check them out. So here he is in the shotgun, obviously, where we'll play at West Virginia, running outside zone. And as you can see, he absolutely bulldozes number 2. We will rewind that really quick. Bulldozes number 2 and absolutely just speeds away. This is 230 pounds at 5'11". And he's got some moves as well, as you can see. Here he is once again in the shotgun, taking it again. Same run, other side of the field, and just forearms the guy to the ground and trying to rip his jersey off. Just incredible stuff, man. Here he is again, takes another one. Great feet with the hop step, and gone as he hits the hole. He's got everything you want. And then just when you thought, okay, yeah, that's impressive, line him up out in the slot. Show him as a pass catcher, and he'll make people look stupid through the air too. It's just, he's an all-around player. Boom. Don't put a linebacker on him because he's gone. So this is one of those players that West Virginia not only needs, but wants. You can't really do much better in a Richrod offense than this type of player. We'll play the highlight one more time because I think they're worthy. But, the violence with which he runs, watch him run over number 2 here. Boom, get off me, and then accelerate and outrun everybody along the way. I love that run. So decisive. And then on the next run too, you look at the next run, it's equally impressive in its own right because he shows the footwork off. And obviously, watch the forearm here. Boom, get off of me. He literally leveled that guy. So, this is a kid that is so perfect for Richrod's offense. It just is, guys. Downhill would be an elite player for West Virginia, in my opinion. OJ Harris is a great comparison. I would say, or you mean OJ Simpson? I would say maybe a little Earl Campbell in there. If you want to go back a little bit, a little Jerome Bettis in there. He's one of those kind of players. So we'll see what happens, man. I think wherever he goes, he's going to be an all-conference type player wherever he goes. So hopefully West Virginia can get him, but he's not the only big one. Not at all. West Virginia is also looking at, we talked about Yinder Mack yesterday, the 6'3", 295-pound defensive lineman. He's obviously another one West Virginia is looking at. Damon Allen, let's check him out really quick as well, right? Because I told you, there's a couple corners. We'll talk about the Penn State guy in the next segment. We don't have enough time in this one to break him all the way down. Damon Allen is an impressive player in his own right. 6'3", 200 pounds, plays at Hutchinson Community College, guys, which is one of the best JUCOs in the country. I call it the SEC of junior college ball. As you can see, an extremely physical tackler, very, very long, very, very, very lanky. Don't know if he has an official offer yet from West Virginia, but I do know that it should have. He's on campus today, and I'm sure he'll probably get one. I didn't see that he had one, so we'll see. I looked on his X account. He and I talked a little bit, but I wasn't able to ask him if he had a full offer. I just know that he's on campus. Once again, 6'3", 200 pounds, great length, great ability. Not sure where they would play him, if whether a corner or safety, probably safety, but maybe he's a corner. I don't know. I would love to ask him about that too, but certainly he's a kid that West Virginia is excited about. So a lot going on today. Over a dozen recruits are going to be on campus. There's nobody that's breaking every single one of them down like I am on video every single day for you guys. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, because this will be a steady flow. I will not stop. I will find every single player that West Virginia is talking to every single week. I'm completely dedicated to it. It is what I am obsessed with, and it's all a labor of love. So if that's what you like, if you like knowing about this kind of stuff, if you like knowing about, people West Virginia is just looking at, not even committed yet, this is your stop. Obviously, if they commit, we'll doubly break them down. We'll triply break them down. These are just quick look-ins on these players. And Damon Allen, like I said, he's physical and press coverage, right? That's what he does well, in my opinion. He's got strong pursuit speed, as you saw on the open field tackle there, and he's really good in run support. He's got solid ball skills too, in my opinion, which, I think he's the kind of guy that could be really good on as to help with turnovers, because he's so long and lanky. Pass deflections, interceptions, and zone coverage are going to be a thing for a guy like that. He's got a versatile background too. He transitioned from safety to corner already. So transitioning back to safety again won't be a big deal if they ask him to do it, which means he's adaptable in multiple schemes. He's already playing JUCO ball, so it means he has experience against good players. Should make him good for early enrollment and an immediate contributor at the next level. He's got a high ceiling, guys, at 6'3", 200, with room for added and refined technique. And then finally, he's been a consistent performer in camps and other games you look at, which was why he's drawing the interest that he is. 23 tackles and a pick last year, and all that. So he is from Florida, which is not surprising. He's a Florida kid. And he's got a ton of schools reaching out to him right now, from West Virginia to Marshall and others. So he is another one that West Virginia is looking at. By the way, on the hard edge meter, I've got him at a 39 out of 50, right? So that's a good score. For the running back, Amari Latimer, I've got him at a 48 out of 50. I think he would be one of the best ever that West Virginia's gotten in recruiting. Go look at his full tape. You'll see what I'm talking about. West Virginia is also involved for another 4-star. We didn't break him down yet. And Methu Lama. Sorry, his name's hard to say. A 6'3", 220-pound linebacker that's just a monster. We're going to check him out next after the break. This episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by Wayfair. When it comes to Wayfair, y'all, holiday season is right around the corner, and that means it's time to get your home ready. Whether you need more seating for guests, cozy new linens, or fun serveware for holiday hosting, Wayfair's Black Friday sale is here to help you make your space shine. And the best part is you don't have to wait. Wayfair's Black Friday deals are happening all month with up to 70% off everything from sofas to spatulas. I recently upgraded, actually, if you didn't know, my dining chairs over here, and Wayfair was the place I did that from. It completely transformed the space over here, which is like right beside where I record. So if you've never hosted for family for holidays, if you've ever done that, you know how much difference new touches can make, and it did for me. So Wayfair makes that easy for you too. Don't miss out on Black Friday deals today. Head to wayfair.com to shop Wayfair's Black Friday sale for up to 70% off. That's WAYFAIR. The sale ends December 7th. It's segment 2. Of course, I'm going to crack open a do for this one, y'all. As it's a big recruiting day for the Mountaineers that we've been talking about. If you're just joining in, get excited, baby. West Virginia obviously involved in a number of different players. Who is this here? Okay, that's Gravedigger. That's a cool name, by the way. That's Damon. We just broke him down, Damon Allen, a minute ago. His nickname is Gravedigger, which is cool. So, okay, we're going to do linebacker Methu Lama now, who has been committed to Penn State for a while. West Virginia is severely interested here. Severely. Is from what I understand anyways. He is a player that is probably going to be, if I had to guess, and I asked around, Zach Alley specifically recruiting this player personally. So Zach Alley really wants this guy. He's got quick play diagnosis and instincts, guys. He pursues sideline to sideline with relevant ease, and he has excellent range. He's rated a 4-star on some sites, 3-star on others, but he's a Penn State commit, so you know he's a high-end player. He is a violent tackler. He loves to give the physical hits, the high highlight hits, and he really delivers impactful hits. He also wraps up well in space. He's got a really strong frame at 6'3", 220 pounds, and a hand usage to shed blocks with really long arms between the tackles. He's actually really versatile in coverage. If you watch him, he drops into zones. He blitzes well. He comes off the edge. He does everything for your defense, which means you can play him at bandit some. You can play him at will some. You can play him at Mike some. You can probably play him anywhere you need to, really. Might even be able to play him at nickel a little bit. I don't know. But he's got a solid football IQ, which is what you need for a player like him who can adapt to multiple linebacker roles. And he's got room to gain some mass if you really want to, while maintaining some of his speed. So I think he's easily a 3-down player for West Virginia. You don't have to sub him off the field if he gets to a point where he can play 3 downs. He's had consistent production in tackles for loss, forced fumbles. He's impacted the run and the pass throughout his career. As a junior, he had 87 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles. In his career, though, he's 137 for 16 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and he's a first-team all-region player. He committed to Penn State on May 5th, but obviously he reopened that on October 16th after the James Franklin firing. He's set to announce his decision pretty soon. Obviously, West Virginia is involved with Virginia Tech and Rutgers, from what I understand, with Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina also heavily in there. So West Virginia is a serious contender here, guys. I wouldn't be surprised to see West Virginia come away with this one. I'm just telling you the truth. He's also got offers from Georgia Tech, Maryland, Michigan State, Minnesota, South Carolina, Syracuse, Virginia, Wake Forest, and Wisconsin. So obviously a big-time player, not a single group of 5 offer on the list. On the hard edge meter, speed, 8 out of 10. He's got that going. Power, I've got him at a 9.2 out of 10. He is extremely strong, guys. He sheds blocks easily. He gets involved. He's a big, strong guy. Technique is an 8.2 out of 10. His instincts are a 9 out of 10, and his versatility is an 8.3 out of 10 for a total composite score of 42.5 out of 50. I think he's a guy that would come in and push for early playing time, absolutely, and certainly be a year 2 major contributor and a future all-conference type player, giving that 4-star rating for some sites, 3-star on others, and somebody that West Virginia would love to have. So these are obviously these are the main ones. I think I've got most of them out of the way. Let me make sure. There is one more we haven't talked about yet, which we will talk about. So that's going to be next. But, we did Amari Latimer. If you're just joining in, Amari Latimer, the running back that's been committed to Wisconsin, who is now, I believe, decommitted from Wisconsin or is about to decommit from Wisconsin, is the headliner of this group. The best running back I've evaluated this cycle. I said that in the beginning. I'll say it now. If you haven't watched him, you need to go watch him. He's incredible. Truly everything Richrod would be asking for in a running back. He can be short yardage. He can be the kind of guy that hits his head off the goalpost from 80 if you need. He's elusive in the open field, but he seeks contact. He does it all, truly does it all. Maybe the most underrated running back in this cycle, considering they've got 20 rated ahead of him, which is crazy to me. I can't even believe. You know who? I'll tell you the comp. It just came to me while we're talking about it. Frank Gore. That's a great comp for this player. He's very Frank Gore-esque, because Frank Gore, whenever he was at Miami specifically, I don't know if he had the top-end speed of Frank Gore when he was at Miami, but think of the 49ers version after he'd had a couple knee surgeries. Not that this kid's not fast. He's just not – he's not 10.5 fast in the 100. He's 11.5 fast in the 100. You get what I'm saying? So he's plenty fast enough to pull away, but he's not Tavon Austin either, where he's just like down the line. Like, he's very fast, certainly fast enough to get you 80 or whatever, but there are levels to it, right? I mean, you can be fast enough to bust an 80-yarder, but some guys get there quicker than others. And I think this guy is at 230 pounds, obviously. If he loses 10 pounds, then obviously he gains speed. But, I think he's the headliner here, obviously. And I would love to see West Virginia come away with him, because I think you've got your running back of the future. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see other guys decommit, which may make some of you upset. But with a guy like this, and Richrod, you need more than one back. I mean, I get it. So it's not like, and I love Sir Paul Cheeks. I do. But he does not hold a candle to this player, guys. He does not, to me. My personal evaluation. They're both really good players. But I mean, this guy is everything you want in a back. He really is. So we'll watch it one more time for those of you just getting in. I love this player, man. So I love his versatility, obviously, his decisiveness, his power. Obviously, if you watch this again, I love that he just runs over dudes and then he accelerates away. As you can see, really good speed. It's not like he's slow, like I'm saying. And certainly at the power 4 level, you would think he would be fast still. Here, watch the flipper he gives this guy and absolutely levels him. Boom! Gosh, man, that gets me going. That's the attitude we need in Morgantown. That's the attitude we need in Morgantown. Look at those feet. Love the hop step. And then obviously he's got the speed to pull away. Like I said, 11,500 meters, plenty fast enough. And then lastly, we'll show one more time. You motion him out into the slot. You get him on a linebacker. This is a great coaching move, whoever did this, or quarterback. And it's a wrap. You're not going to – he's a mismatch on linebackers. And he's 230 pounds. He doesn't look like he should be, but he is. So West Virginia needs this player, guys. If you can sweat one in, like in my opinion, this one's Kevin Brown-esque, somewhere in that range. Now, Kevin Brown's going to make a bigger impact because he's an O-lineman. But, I mean, it's a big impact for me anyways. Maybe I'm overselling it, but I truly feel that way. So let's see what happens. I think West Virginia is absolutely in the running. He's on campus. You got a shot. If I was Richrod and if I was old Larry, the running backs coach, I would absolutely I would figure out what his best offer is, and I would top it. And then I would, whatever my highest I could go for a running back out of high school is probably close to what I would go for this one. I do believe that he's that big of an asset if West Virginia gets him. So we'll see what happens. Let's go to break on it. Come back, we'll talk football. Obviously, today's a big day. We got 26 minutes till kickoff. I'm excited. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by our friends at GameTime. Guys, when it comes to GameTime, did you know college football is back and it's almost over, and I couldn't be more excited and sad. The tailgates, the rivalries, the energy in the stands, there's just nothing like it, but let's be real. Actually getting tickets can feel more like the battle itself than the game. Endless queues, hidden fees, prices jumping at checkout. That's why I use GameTime. It's the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the easiest way to score last-minute tickets at the best prices with no surprise fees at checkout. Plus, what you see, what you pay. Pulled up GameTime in just a couple taps. I saw amazing deals. Talking about your favorite college football games for as low as $25. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase where the terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off today. Swipe, tap, ticket, go download GameTime today, where you can answer the question of all questions. What time is it? It's game time. All right. Here we go, guys. We're back. Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, today is going to be most likely a loss for us. I hate to even open, I hate to even admit that, obviously, but I wish the weather's nice. It doesn't look like it's going to impact Morgantown very much at all. As a matter of fact, what is it right now? Probably similar to where it is right now. 33 is cold, but there's no precipitation. There's no wind. So, when you're out running around in 33-degree weather, you're going to stay warm. They've got stuff on the sidelines to keep them warm. So I don't think it's going to be a huge impact. And honestly, it probably would impact our players. Like I said, the last couple of times I brought this up, probably impact our players just as much as it would theirs, because none of these guys were born and raised in West Virginia or have lived in this area very long. So, and most of them were here for the summer, and that's it. So maybe we should be glad it's not crazy like that outside. But yeah, so here we are again in a familiar scenario. But can West Virginia pull it off? This was in that vein of, if you pull this off, it's similar to the Miami game, right, where you almost won. Kellen Winslow has the catch at the end that wins it for him. I watched that live. I'll never forget it. Could you pull it off? It would take so much. We've talked ad nauseum about what it would take, but I guess for argument's sake, let's go over it one more time. To win this game today, you have to have a bad game from Tech, first of all. They just have to be off. I don't know how else to describe that except, their pass game is off a bit. Maybe they're rusty from the bye week. Their offensive line maybe isn't gelled. Maybe the cold does get to them a little bit. Baron Morton's got a fractured leg. Maybe the cold gets to that a little bit. And, they miss a couple plays they would have all otherwise made, similar to Pitt. Actually, if you go I watched that Pitt game over again the other day, trying to figure out where did this team go. Dude, Pitt missed, because of Holstein, probably 5 or 6 wide open bombs in that game. I'm serious. They had receivers wide open for bombs. In honest truth, they probably could have won that game had they just hit 1 or 2 of those. But he just played bad. He totally overthrew them. And so, I don't know, man. We're lucky. I guess we're lucky. You got to have some luck to win some games. Pitt's proven to be a good football team. I mean, what else can we say? But Zach Alley said it himself. He's going to leave no bullets in the chamber. So this is going to be probably a feast or famine type game for West Virginia. But if you can get them boys knocked off their spot, you can maybe make some hay. You're gonna have, but I think you have to. If you're West Virginia, you have to stop the run first. I just think that's what you have to do. You have to try. But without Hammond, Russell, and company, it's going to be tougher. But I do think there's a way, right? There's always a way. At the end of the day, guys, I just want to see certain players play well and go into next year with some momentum. And certainly a win sends you off with maximum momentum. So there is a lot to play for, and we'll update it after the game, guys. Hopefully you guys will be there. As soon as the game goes off, we'll be here for post-game, and I'll see you then. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen. Check out Locked On Big 12 for your second listen, as Drake Toll covers America's conference and the most exciting conference in college football in the Big 12. From the conference game, the rivalry game, and everything in between, he does a great job over there. Make sure you're checking it out. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Let's hope we're queuing those country roads here in a little bit. Good night.